The Reverse Flash, one of the most evil people to streak the pages of comics, television, and my underpants. The Reverse Flash, also known as Professor Zoom, is one of the Flash's most notorious villains, and also one of the villains that stands out the most in the entire DC roster. But why? Well, he lives up to his name quite well, as he essentially has the same powers and costume as the Flash, which to some may just be seen as lazy-ass writing, which, in the case of amateurs, would be true. But Eobard Thawne is such a special case as he has such a specific approach of thinking, in a way that is even more insane and evil than the likes of the Joker, who's a shell of a man who proudly wears crazy on his sleeve. Let me start at his origin. Set in the 25th century, ironically, Thawne was the Flash's biggest fan, and centered his whole life around his obsession with his #1 goal to become the Flash. Dude even got plastic surgery to make his face look as close to Barry Allen's as possible. He decided to work at the Flash Museum as that's where he could best study the Flash and the Cosmic Treadmill. Prior to this, he attempted to do his research on his own as he was rejected for the job, but his brother, who's a cop, found him and was like, "Hey, that's illegal. You're going to jail, bitch." And before Thawne's brother threw him into jail, one of Eobard's doppelgangers came out of nowhere and literally just erased his own brother from the timeline. You think that's evil? That ain't even the half of it, mate. We eventually see a pattern of people getting in Eobard's way of reaching his dream, so the Reverse Flash will just kill him. He erased the head professor at the Flash Museum so Eobard could get the position, which is how he got the nickname Professor Zoom. And when his parents started getting concerned about his obsession, they were going to shut down the Flash Museum, so the Reverse Flash just f***ing killed them. And he didn't give a fuck. Eobard fell in love with a woman who rejected him, so Reverse Flash made her disabled as a child so Thawne wouldn't fall in love and get distracted at all. Eobard receives a damn time capsule with the Flash's signature suit in it, and he's able to siphon off some Speed Force energy and gain powers. This was it, the moment Eobard had dreamed for his whole life. He became the Flash of the 25th century.
Oh, but that is not it.
It wasn't enough for Eobard, so he went back in time to where Barry Allen was still alive so he could get some selfies for a Snapchat story, only to find out that he was destined to be the Flash's worst enemy. Oh, and did I mention that Eobard used the Cosmic Treadmill to time travel, which was actually damaged? So this in turn started to damage his own mind, so the weight of finding out his destiny, alongside the damage done by the treadmill, made him lose his mind to a non-redeemable extent. Throughout the years, Eobard attempted over and over to kill Barry, but learned he would inevitably fail again and again. He then attempted to go for the Flash's love, Iris, only to get his neck snapped harder than Zod's. This is where the Reverse Flash truly became one of the greatest villains of all time to me. He then went back in time to Barry's childhood and just began to make it a living hell, as those years would affect him for the rest of his life. He would harass Barry constantly and make him an outsider. He even erased his one and only friend from existence to fully separate Barry from his peers and isolate him from the world. And of course he's black. But that's not it, folks. Just keep listening. Now, to the unaffiliated, you're probably thinking, "F*** me, this guy's a lunatic. There can't be anything more evil he could do to Barry Allen, right?" Oh, well, you'd be totally wrong. The final step in the Reverse Flash's plot to destroy Barry's life was to murder Barry's mother and frame his father for it, putting him in jail and leaving Barry practically alone, with no parents, no friends, and no one to turn to. To me, Eobard Thawne stands out from characters like the Joker or Thanos because he's just an unapologetically evil person by choice. The Joker is someone who was misunderstood and mentally ill, driven to the point of madness and wanting people to see that anybody can fall to his point, even people like Batman. Thanos is literally just a simp who did what he did just to peek under Lady Death's cloak. Well, at least in the comics. They changed it in the MCU. But Eobard Thawne lived his life with bitterness and hate to achieve his dreams. He was incredibly intelligent, but still decided that this is how he wanted to live his life. Now, I know he was trying to just achieve his dream, which along the surface seems fine, but if you really read between the lines, his intentions are all wrong. He wants to be the Flash for all the incorrect reasons, and you can see this as his first heroic act as a superhero was yeeting a drunk woman off a balcony and catching her at the bottom and being all like, "Haha, I saved her from dying, guys. Superheroes are real." Yeah, but like, you f***ing pushed her. And since it's your first time using these powers, like, what if you failed to save her? A big part of why the CW Flash show took off in the first place to me is hugely because of the portrayal of Eobard Thawne. It is probably the best on-screen version the world will ever see, and that's okay. Whenever he's on screen, he just makes your blood boil. I mean, look at Tom Yeah, I'm not gonna say his name. It's just so sinister. He definitely gets an Oscar from me. If I'm gonna be honest, The only reason I actually watched season 5 and 6 and kept on going with the CW Flash is because of the promise that the Reverse Flash will be in season 8. Right now I've just gotten to season 7 and it's rough. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, stop with the crap side villains. They literally just suck ass now. Abracadabra or whatever the hell his name is just he's the worst one. Why of all the throwbacks is he the one on your damn list? Anywho, yeah, I don't have much to say about the show's current state other than it sucks. Back when Godspeed was teased, me and my friend were hyped as hell, and then it sucked. He just sucked. Just to be either a clone or just to suck again.
Stupid!
Why? What's the point?
You're fumbling the bag, DC, in CW. Godspeed is f***ing awesome, and you made him some clapped guy who can't even beat flippin' Nora. What the hell? I was hoping for him to be the next Thawne or Zoom at least, but he just sucked. Sorry for that massive side tangent. This show can either bring out the best or worst in me. So, what have you guys learned today? The Reverse Flash's brother is a snitch, Thanos is a simp, and Tom Cavalier deserves 8 Emmys. But for real, I believe that Eobard Thawne is one of the best and most evil villains in all of fiction, and I plead to you, read a Flash comic where the Reverse Flash appears. His portrayal on the CW Flash show is incredible, so I recommend you to watch that.
Oh yeah, one other thing is that I didn't mention that there is another actor who plays the Reverse Flash, and that's because Tom, I'm not going to say the last name, he's playing Harrison Wells, but the Reverse Flash, another evil act he's done is he killed Harrison Wells, and then he basically stole his life, because Thawne's from the future. He has this device which can make your face look like somebody else's, and that's what he did. So for I think 16 years he spent his time in the past pretending to be Wells because he was stuck there. That's why if you do end up watching the show, there's not just Tom, there's this other guy who's technically the classic Eobard, but to anybody you ask, Tom is really the definitive version of Eobard Thawne on screen because he's the one who characterized him perfectly. He's the one that everyone thinks of first, not this other actor who I couldn't be bothered to look up the name of.
But if you want to see him in his full glory, I would suggest you read the comics. Wow. I honestly didn't expect the Jesse video to blow up the way it did, man. Thanks for all the comments, the subs. I set myself a goal earlier in the year to get 200 subs by 2022's end, and I did it in August. I really appreciate it, and I read all the comments, and they all just made me so happy. If you liked the video, then like it. Maybe watch another one, please. I'm begging you, please. Subscribe for more, and I'll keep the videos coming. Bye.
Merry Christmas. 2 to the 1, from the 1 to the 3. I like good pussy and I like good trees. Smoke so much weed you wouldn't believe, and I get more ass than a toilet seat. 3 to the 1, from the 1 to the 3. I met a bad bitch last night in the D.